All right. Hello. Welcome to this Meet the Candidate conversation. This time I am joined by Dan Tarantin, who is the CEO of American Restoration. Again, as always, as I've said in all of these videos, we encourage you to watch the videos of all the candidates. They are 10 minutes or less each. There are 7 candidates in total to fill 5 seats on the RIA Board of Directors this time around. The elections are running March 17th through 24th. They are open to RIA members only. You will get the ballots in your email. So if you are an RIA member, watch for the ballot in your email. That is how you will be able to vote. So be sure to look for that and vote. Election results will be announced during the town hall at the RIA Convention, which is April 28th through 30th in West Palm Beach. If you are not registered yet, you have not booked your hotel, all those good things, get on it. Stuff is filling up very fast. So you can go to restorationindustry.org to find all of that information. All right. And I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to let Dan take the floor. So, Dan, I'm going to toss it over to you. Just do a quick introduction of yourself before we jump into the questions.
Sure. Thanks, Michelle.
Mhm.
This is great stuff. My name is Dan Tarantin. I am the CEO of American Restoration. We are a collective of brands across the U.S. in the restoration space. I have been involved in restoration since 2017, but home services since 2011. So it's been a good run, and have had some great experiences across some really great companies.
Okay. All right. So, why do you want to serve on the RA Board of Directors?
Yeah, I first I'm honored and humbled to be considered for a position on the board. Of all the industries I've been involved with in my career, this one has the most solid foundation and absolutely the most opportunities. The importance of the RIA, I don't think can be understated, right? The association has always had a strong focus on leadership, education, and advocacy. As the leader of a large group of restorers, I want to and feel like I must actively remain involved in the key issues facing the industry and work with individuals and groups to do so. It is an opportunity to advance standards and advocate for the best interests of all restoration contractors. I'm fortunate to have a long history working with high-level decision makers in organizations. My career, I've had collaborative dealings with vendors, technology partners, TPAs, TPCs, and perhaps most importantly, insurance carriers. In fact, earlier in my career, I ran a $500 million auto and PC carrier, and I hope to utilize that experience to help the industry and bring value to the RIA members. We are known as a fragmented industry. I believe in the united front that the RIA promotes, and I would work hard to continue its efforts to bring more unity among the thousands of restoration companies in the U.S.
All right, very good. Okay, so the next question is kind of a two-parter. So, what do you think is keeping restorers up at night? And then what do you believe that the RA should be doing or could be doing to help alleviate those pain points?
Yeah, so lots of things to keep people up at night, for sure. But I think attracting, training, and retaining quality employees will and should always be the biggest concern, right? Without them, we don't have an industry, right? When the services industry. Two, eroding profit margins and increased overhead costs. Probably enough said there. Feeling powerless against TPA, TPC, and carrier mandates. Dealing with the natural feast and famine of the industry and related collections of that as well. And lastly, understanding whether private equity investing in this industry is a positive or a negative. That's, I think, would be my answers to that one.
And how do you think the RA could be involved and help kind of alleviate some of these things?
I'm a proponent to improve the efforts of the AGA, position statements, and other efforts like the Carrier Relations Committee of the RA, which I am a member of, which has been a great experience, and I'm glad I can contribute to that. I think it'd be important to increase the educational efforts, especially to help members seek and obtain the pillar designations. I'd put a heavy focus on promoting them beyond the contractor and restorer. Carriers, adjusters, must understand the knowledge and level of understanding that someone who holds any of the designations has. I think that would be helpful. continuing the relationships with industry partners to better educate our members. I think the RIA can help align business leaders with the right resources to help him or her achieve their goals. I think it's important to keep these discussions in a collaborative environment. Divisiveness between restorers is detrimental to the cause, right? Divisiveness between restorers, TPAs, it's also not going to create solutions. We must keep the conversations active and the collaborations between all parties going. That is certainly the goal of the Carrier Relations Committee and something that we're all very focused on there. And lastly, and this is a new one, to make sure, private equity brings a mindset of do no harm to our industry. I think that's a whole new area that we haven't seen before in the industry. Certainly, I'm very well aware of that and have worked with private equity firms in the past. So I think I can bring a good sense of that because I think it can be really good, or it could bring its challenges.
Okay, very good. All right. So softball question for the last one. What do you love most about the restoration industry?
I have this conversation with everybody all the time, because we talk a lot about, collections, we talk a lot about margins, we talk about all the numbers, all those things, which we should, right? But, first and foremost, it's the mission, right? I mean, let's not forget that. It's something we don't talk enough about. I mean, talk about an industry, a business or a job that makes such an enormous impact, positive impact on the lives of people and businesses, right? That's just really great to be able to do that. I love the people in the industry. I have met so many great people, and I'm not sure I've met so many great people who are so willing to help each other, right? It's a pretty really special group. It's an industry that rewards hard work, never a dull moment for sure. And something, closer to my heart, it's an industry built by entrepreneurs, right? It's a very entrepreneurial industry and which, is a backbone of the American economy, right? So I think that's pretty cool.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Dan. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
Yeah, look, I'd like to say I haven't been, more passionate about any other industry that I've been in my career, and I've been fortunate to be in a couple. As I said early on, I first started in home services in 2011 and then restoration in 2017. And in a way, I'm not just passionate about it because it is fragmented, and it will be for many years. But it's filled with passionate founders and business owners who have built great businesses for themselves, their families, and their teams, right? I was lucky to grow up in an entrepreneurial family. My dad founded a small industrial services company the same year I was born. So, I grew up talking about it at the dinner table almost every night, which I think is pretty common, I'm sure, to everyone who's listening to this. And it was important because I saw what it was able to provide for a family, and so that makes it special for me too. And I think that it certainly is a common theme. I know with certainly all the restoration companies that we've partnered with. So I am be honored to and grateful for the chance to make an impact by being part of the board.
Beautiful. All right, Dan. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your great answers. To everybody who's listening, again, watch for your ballots and your emails. If you have questions, you can reach out to me or Katie Smith, who is also hosting these, or somebody at the RIA. You can also go to restorationindustry.org. Dan, thank you so much for your time and congrats on being on the slate.
All right, Michelle, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.